authorities and has emerged with a profound understanding of the human condition. Through this novel, Christopher aims to explore themes of resilience, hope, and the enduring power of the human spirit. He believes that storytelling, music, has the power to connect us, to foster empathy, and to inspire change. Christopher is a passionate advocate for social justice and believes in the power of storytelling to inspire hope and to promote understanding. He enjoys simple things in life, helping people. The sun, warm weather, banging tunes, travelling, spending time with loved ones and trying new things. Contact info. Facebook, Chris Ryan. LinkedIn, Christopher Leese. Please feel free to follow, like to send a friend request. Thanks for the support. The Manchester Maze, Chapter 1, The Nursery of Innocence. The rumble of the screams echoed through the streets of Oldham, a stark contrast to the quiet hum of life that had once permeated the old terraced houses. Christopher's grandparents, weathered faces etched with a mixture of anger and despair, as the council told them they had to leave their beloved neighbourhood to live on a new estate. They had lived on that street their entire lives, their roots deeply intertwined with the cobblestones and the memories woven into the very fabric of the community. It was more than just the destruction of their home. It was the erasure of a lifetime of memories, a severing of the ties that bound them to their past. The councils built the Limehurst Estate, a monument to post-war urban renewal, with grand promises of a brighter future. The council would later change the name to Limehurst Village to try to change its past name, Limeside, aka Crimeside. Newly built houses were built with modern, spacious dwellings, offering residents a better quality of life amongst the high-rise flats. However, the reality fell far short of the promise. The demolition of their homes, a necessary evil in the eyes of the council, had torn families apart, shattering the close-knit community that had thrived for generations. Demolition crews tore down the old church, a cornerstone of the community, along with the houses. Its bell, a gift from a long-forgotten benefactor, was lost in the chaos. The new church, a stark modernist structure, never received the bell. Residents believed someone stole it, and it remained in storage somewhere, a forgotten relic of a community irrevocably altered. The absence of the bell, a symbol of both faith and community, served as a constant reminder of the losses they had endured. Christopher's grandparents, like many others, never truly recovered from the upheaval. The move to the new estate, a sterile environment devoid of the warmth and familiarity of their old neighbourhood, left them feeling isolated and adrift. The vibrant community they had known, with its shared histories and deep-rooted connections, had been shattered, replaced by a sterile anonymity. The echoes of their past, the laughter of children playing in the street, the comforting presence of their neighbours, were now distant memories, a poignant reminder of a life forever lost. Christopher's parents, young and idealistic, his mother, a vibrant young woman with a fiery spirit, had met his father at a local youth club, their courtship a whirlwind romance amidst the backdrop of a changing town. It was not long before the news of her pregnancy, a surprise to them both, had coincided with the offer of a two-bedroom council house on the Limeside estate, a small but significant step towards building a life together. However, the reality of life on the new estate soon diverged from the idyllic picture painted by the council brochures. The promise of a brighter future had been replaced by a sense of isolation, and displacement of a close-knit community they had left behind was a distant memory, replaced by an impersonal and often hostile environment. Local newspapers of the time reported rising crime rates, youth unemployment, and a growing sense of disillusionment among the residents of the new estates. Fluorescent lights of the nursery buzzed overhead, casting a sterile glow on the brightly coloured blocks and stuffed animals scattered across the carpeted floor. Christopher, a mop of unruly brown hair framing his wide, curious blue eyes, navigated the obstacle course of plastic toys with a determined gait. He moved with a peculiar grace, his movements erratic and not controlled by the boisterous energy of the other children. While the other children shrieked with delight at the sight of a brightly coloured ball, Chris was fascinated by the intricate patterns on the wallpaper, tracing them with a finger, mesmerised by the way the light refracted through the window pane. Trying to fit in with the other children, he preferred the quiet hum of music to the boisterous laughter of his peers, finding comfort in the rhythms. He would spend hours lost in his own world, building elaborate castles from blocks, each one a testament to his burgeoning imagination, scribbling on pieces of paper with crayons. He loved the sound of the teacher's voice reading stories, her soothing tones transporting him to faraway lands filled with dragons and princesses, while eating sugary nice biscuits, sipping his milk from a straw and having naps, playing sleeping lion on the mats. He met another local boy that day that would stay a friend throughout his life. If only they knew the things that would happen to them and people around them in the future. He was a gentle soul, easily amused, his laughter a melodic chime that filled the room. However, there was also a fragility about him, a sensitivity to the world around him that often left him feeling overwhelmed and different. Even at this young age, Chris had a sense that he was different. The world seemed louder, brighter, more intense for him. His ears amplified sounds that barely registered for other children. The hum of the fluorescent lights, the distant siren wail, making them a constant assault on his senses. Smells too were overwhelming. The pungent odour of school corridors, the lingering scent of lunch in the air, the acrid tang of cigarette smoke that sometimes drifted in from outside. He was acutely aware of the emotions of those around him, their joy, their anger, their fear. It was as if he could feel their emotions as his own, a constant ebb and flow of sensations that left him feeling both exhilarated and exhausted. The world, in all its vibrant chaos, was both fascinating and overwhelming, a symphony of sensations that he struggled to decipher. He was also more sensitive to pain, both physical and emotional. A minor bump or scrape would sting intensely, leaving him in tears, while other children brushed off similar injuries with a laugh. The emotional pain of being excluded, of being the target of unkind words, cut deep, leaving him feeling lost and alone. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was also a strange beauty. Patterns in the wallpaper, the intricate veins in a leaf, the way the light danced on the water, these things captivated him, offering a sense of order and predictability in an otherwise chaotic world. He found solace in the repetition of that day's routines, the comfort of familiar objects, the predictability of daily life. Chris's world was a unique tapestry of heightened senses, heightened emotions, and a constant struggle to make sense of it all. He was a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit, an outsider in a world that seemed designed for others. Teachers didn't notice or just didn't care. His home life was good, with loving, kind Christian parents, a sister 1 year older, loving aunts and uncle, grandparent, big extended family. There was a new brother on the way too, that would change the dynamics of the house in a big way. Until then, he had lots of toys and a calm home. It was a place of safety and security. He enjoyed watching TV while burning in front of the fireplace on a woolly rug on the floor, making toast with a fork stuck in the grates of the fire, watching cartoons. He enjoyed the occasions of the local events and activities, as his mother was quite active in the community, helping run the local youth centre and parents' after-school meetings. The Roxy Cinema in Hollingwood had been a beacon of light in Christopher's childhood. Situated in the heart of Hollingwood, it was a place of magic, a portal to fantastical worlds beyond the gritty reality of the estate. People often spent weekends anticipating the latest blockbuster, their anticipation building with each passing day. The smell of popcorn, the dim, flickering lights, the hush that fell over the audience as the film began. These were the sensory memories that clung to him, a nostalgic echo of a simpler time. The Roxy, with its Art Deco facade, was more than just a cinema. It was a symbol of the community, a shared experience that brought the people of Hollingwood together. Its demolition in 2007, along with the decline of many other local amenities, felt like a symbolic end to an era, a tangible reminder of the changing face of his hometown and the fading away of his childhood. The loss of the Roxy Cinema, a place of wonder and escape, left a void in his heart, a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of time and the fragility of childhood memories. The world seemed a fun place till he started noticing his parents arguing and shouting with him, not really knowing what was going on. He wanted to try to understand, only to be told to go to his bedroom or play out. Only later in life would he be able to make sense of why it all happened. The arrival of his younger brother, however, shifted the dynamic of the household. The carefree days of his early childhood, filled with the sounds of his mother's gentle singing and the comforting scent of her baking, began to give way to a different rhythm. The financial strain of raising 3 children in a time of economic uncertainty began to take its toll. The 1980s in Oldham were a time of social and economic upheaval. The decline of the textile industry had left many families struggling to make ends meet. Unemployment rates were high, and the shadow of poverty loomed large over many households in the council estates. Christopher, though too young to fully understand, sensed the growing tension in the house. His parents, despite their best efforts, were struggling. The cheerful banter that once filled the house was often replaced by hushed arguments, the weight of their financial worries a constant presence. He would often retreat to his room, the muffled sounds of their disagreements a jarring intrusion into his world of make-believe. These early experiences, though subtle, left an indelible mark on his young psyche, fostering a sense of insecurity and a deep-seated fear of abandonment. Despite the growing financial pressures, Christopher's childhood wasn't devoid of joy. His grandparents, with their overflowing gardens and endless supply of sweets, provided a haven of warmth and affection. He cherished the Sunday afternoon spent at their house, the aroma of roast dinner filling the air, the laughter and storytelling that filled the room. His grandfather, with a booming laugh and a twinkle in his eye, would regale him with tales of life engineering and his passion for gardening and creating his own food to feed the large growing family of the old coal mine and the dangers that lurked beneath the earth. His grandmother, a wise woman with many talents. She was a skilled typist with hands that could speed type many words like magic. She would spend hours writing on her old typewriter, her gentle touch a source of comfort and reassurance. Every morning, she'd complete the number and puzzle games in the back of her delivered newspaper. The annual summer holidays were a highlight of the year. The long car journeys to Blackpool, the excitement of the amusement arcades, the thrill of the roller coaster. These were memories etched into his childhood. He would spend hours mesmerized by the flashing lights and the cacophony of sounds. The world transformed into a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations. He cherished the simple pleasures of those days, the taste of salt and vinegar chips, the thrill of winning a cheap plastic toy at the arcade, the feeling of sand between his toes as he explored the vast expanse of the beach. All rights reserved photo. Oldham Town 1960s. Christmas was a magical time with the house transformed into a wonderland of twinkling lights and festive decorations. The aroma of mince pies and roasting turkey filled the air, while the crackling fire in the hearth cast dancing shadows on the walls. He would spend hours playing with his siblings, gazing at the twinkling Christmas tree, his imagination running wild as he envisioned Santa Claus making his magical descent down the chimney. These memories provided a counterpoint to his growing childhood anxieties, reminding him that life, despite its challenges, could be filled with joy and wonder. He learned to appreciate the small things. No.